Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Weichelt with eXp coming to you live for another episode of Weichelt Wednesday with my good buddy, Bryan. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Wild Man? How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm just sitting here helping agents grow their business. So let's get right to it. Who's Bryan? What led you to eXp, my friend?
Bryan, well, my story begins right around 2019, early 2019. I'm about to hit my third year anniversary in eXp. I retired from the military just a few months prior to that. I was bouncing around from brokerage to brokerage, and I really didn't have a place where I could apply my knowledge. I was limited by the technologies of some of the brick and mortars. I've always been somewhat of an outside the box kind of thinker, and I didn't really fit in anywhere. And a buddy of mine from out of California referred me to eXp, and I was like, well, no, I don't know, man. I'm loyal to Century 21, and I'm loyal to my broker in charge. And I gave him that whole happy where I'm at stuff. And 100% was because I didn't know where I could be, And then long story short, I was attracted to eXp by the simple fact that the opportunities are endless, man. It's absolutely endless. It's like an open stream. It's an open field. It's like the great outdoors. Like you can take this thing as far as you want, or you can do as little as you want or as much as you want. And I never imagined my potential would be so unlimited. And that's really why it just took me like maybe a couple of days to actually study the model, study eXp, the rev share, the stock options. And the technology aspect, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. So with those things said, you mentioned rev share, stock options, the technology. Let's dive into the three things. I know there's a ton of stuff that we could go on for hours, but let's narrow it down to the three most important things to you, Bryan. What are the three things that inspire you about eXp?
Well, the first one is, and it's a very recent adaptation, that like it's this whole global expansion, man. My wife Anastasia, which you've met, she's Russian. We're a very international family. I speak Spanish, Russian, German, Italian, Southern English, and and she speaks French, French, Latvian, Russian, and that right there, the ability to reach out to any agent in the world and just build a network and work together with agents and expand my business internationally. Nobody can touch a candle. Like nobody can hold a candle to that. That's the number one thing.
Yeah. So global. What else?
The second thing is, of course, the rev share. I mean, just to caveat that global expansion, the rev share, which I love the objections. I used to be really scared to talk to people about it. Then I sat in on Brent Grove and Scott Lewis and just Pat Hayes, Big Texas, just out there killing it and just listening to these guys talk about it. And I love the fact that I never have to leave to invent my own corporation, man. like I never have to go anywhere to invent or to create my own little empire. The RevShare platform, the way it's structured, the way it's tiered, I can bring in agents, mentor agents, and from it, just like having my own brokerage without all the overhead and all the expenses, build a really excellent model. The model's already there. I don't have to build shit. It's all there.
Yeah.
I just step into it, turn the key, and drive.
Yeah. So you mentioned global. You mentioned RevShare. One thing that got me a little goosebumpy, to be honest with you, is you're building an empire. Let's expand on that.
That's part of the 10X thing. My goals are so ridiculous. They're just absolutely so ridiculous. And I'll tell you, one day this planet will probably have to fly off of it somehow on some rocket ship, And I want my great grandchildren on that rocket ship. I want that. I want to make sure that my progeny one day reach to the vastness of space and survive whatever the human race has to survive many hundreds, hopefully hundreds of years from now. And it's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But in order to achieve that, and I wake up every morning and I say that to myself, I remind myself that I have a lot to do. I have a lot of work to do. And so I tell myself, I want to build an empire, but it's not to step on people's toes or anything, but just like I want to build an organization. I want to build something very, very big that I can bring my friends along, my family along. EXP, man, I recruited my cousins in Puerto Rico into EXP. And it's something that's so dynamic. It's so intense that I can do something like that and bring my cousin, who's worked minimum wages jobs for the last 15 years on that island. Now he's got his brokerage license and he's out there. He's got this motivation and he's got this like determination to kill it. And EXP gave me the ability to do that for my family. That chokes me up, man. Like that type of thing right there. And that's exactly what brings me into that little empire thing. It's like, I want to build an organization, with my friends and family, and I can do it here.
And you're certainly doing that, my friend. So in closing, what would you like to say to the agent that's tuning into this, that's saying, I need to know more? What would you like to say to that agent?
Man, just do it. Like Nike, man, just do it. Like don't like analysis paralysis is real. It's a real threat because there's so much to analyze and there's so much to study, and you get kind of hung up on what's the best for me and all that stuff. But it really doesn't take much, because at the end of the day, everybody wants that financial independence. I don't think anybody wants to. There's very few people that say, like, I want to sell 10,000 units because I love hustling, grinding. I love like just working my ass off 24 hours a day and just going. Like, I think everybody deep down has that desire to one day just lay it down and relax and have a great life free of the rat race. And this is the company that will allow that. If you read the Cash Flow Quadrant by Kiyosaki, like we have, the small business quadrant, the business quadrant, and the investor quadrant in the entire, out of 4 blocks, we've got 3, and it's the one company that I've ever studied that, you can start at the very beginning and work your way into complete financial independence and never have to sell real estate if you don't want to.
Financial freedom, time freedom, man, it's just been awesome for me as well. So Bryan, I appreciate you being on today. Thank you so much for being my guest, and welcome to another episode of Weichelt Wednesday. Thank you so much, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Take it easy, brother.